Hello children, a very warm welcome to the virtual session again. So as you know, we were doing textual exercise for the chapter 11, Force and Pressure. We are going to continue with part 8. This is the part 8 of the chapter. So we will continue with the textual exercise. Question number 1 to 5 we have done. So we will start with question number 6. So question number 6 over here. A blacksmith hammers a hot piece of iron while making a tool. How does the force due to hammering affect the piece of iron? So let us see how it affects. You have to take down this in your notebook, children. All NCERT textual question answers which is discussed with you all after the chapter. You have to take it down in your notebook. A blacksmith uses his muscular force. Obviously, you know muscular force is used for this while hammering a hot piece of iron. Must be seen in movies also. People using the muscular force to do hammering of iron or some heavy objects. So you can relate to that also, children. Okay. The muscular force changes the shape of the iron. Definitely, hammering will bring a change in the shape of the iron so that it can be given the desired shape. So manually, when you are doing hammering of iron or hammering of any metals or any object, that will bring a that will require muscular force, and that will definitely bring a shape change in the shape of the object. Next one, an inflated balloon was pressed against a wall after it has been rubbed with a piece of synthetic cloth. So what you did, an inflated balloon, you are pressing it against the wall after it has been rubbed with a piece of synthetic cloth. It was found that the balloon stick to the wall. What force might be responsible for the attraction between the balloon and the wall? So can you recollect the example which I have discussed when I was discussing electrostatic force? Do you, children? I have discussed a dry comb which should not have any oil, and your dry hair should not have oil. You are rubbing against your hair. You rub comb for some time. That will create some kind of electrostatic force. That means some electrostatic energy, and then you bring it near the pieces of paper that will stick to it. So can you relate that? Yes, you can relate it to it. Some electrostatic charges will be developed as we have discussed for the comb and paper pieces. Let us see the answer. When inflated balloon rubbed with a piece of synthetic cloth, it becomes charged. Yes, a charged body attracts an uncharged body, that you all know. When this charged balloon is pressed against a wall, it sticks to the wall. Thus, the electrostatic force acts between the charged balloon and the wall. So, a charged balloon and the uncharged ball will attract. Like charges will repel, unlike charges will attract. So, negative negative will repel, positive positive will repel, negative positive will attract. And here you have a charged body and an uncharged body, that too will attract. So this is the answer for that, children. You can relate to the concept which you have already learned. Next, name the forces acting on a plastic bucket containing water held above ground level in your hand. Discuss why the forces acting on the bucket do not bring a change in its state of motion. Now you have to name the forces acting on a plastic bucket containing water held above the ground level in your hand. And then why the force acting on the bucket do not bring change in its state of motion. So let us see. You can think of some force over here, children. Can you? We have discussed so many forces. Can you think of? Yes, you can. Let us see. For holding the bucket of water above the ground, we use muscular force. Yes or no? Yes. The muscular force act against the force of gravity. Okay, when anything you're holding, it will always, gravity is always acting on the body. So this muscular force act against the force of gravity because we are pulling it up, and gravity is towards the center of the earth. That means towards the ground. So it is going to pull it down, and your muscular force is acting against the gravity. You must mean the simple example here, when you're walking upstairs, you're walking up, you'll require more force to walk, and you will need more stamina because you are walking against the gravity. coming down the stairs is easier. You will not feel any force, but you will not feel any stress. But you feel you are stressed out when you are walking against the gravity, when you are walking up. When you are coming down, you will not feel that your that stress, just because you are walking towards the gravity while coming down. While going up, you are walking against the gravity. The same thing when you are holding a bucket, you are pulling it up, you are doing a work against gravity. That's why a muscular force is required to do this. This muscular force acts against the force of gravity that pulls the bucket towards the ground. The two forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Two forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Therefore, the net force on the bucket is 0. So what happened? This muscular force act against the force of gravity that pulls the bucket towards the ground. The two forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Therefore, the net force will be 0. Hence, there is no change in the state of motion. Now, ninth one, a rocket has been fired upwards to launch a satellite in its orbit. Name the two forces acting on the rocket immediately after leaving the launching pad. So your rocket has been launched, has been fired upwards to launch a satellite. Why we are launching rocket? Because we have to place a satellite in a certain orbit of the Earth. So that means definitely a force will be required. Yes, without force, how can you do this? So you have to name these two forces acting on the rocket immediately after leaving the launching pad. So here the condition also given to you immediately after launching the uh, immediately after leaving the launching pad. So now here the force of gravity is one which acts on the rocket to pull it towards the ground, because rocket is going to go upward, so it is working against the gravity. The force of gravity is one which will act on the rocket to pull it towards the ground. Gravity will always act towards the ground. And the other one is the force of friction due to Earth's atmosphere. Do you all agree? Earth has atmosphere, and it contains uh, air, which is a mixture of various gases. So it will have force of friction. Various gases will have force of friction which opposes its motion. Kindly take this down, children, in your notebook. 10th one, when we press the bulb of a dropper with its nozzle kept in water, air in the dropper is seen to escape in the form of bubbles. Once we release the pressure on the bubble, water gets filled in the dropper. The rise of water in the dropper is due to, first, this is like MCQ, multiple choice question. First one, pressure of water, gravity of the earth, shape of the rubber bulb, atmospheric pressure. Now you should be able to answer this. Let me know. The concept which you have learned, you have to just relate to this. So let us discuss. Due to the atmospheric pressure, there is a rise of water in the dropper. Do you all agree, children? Yes? Due to the atmospheric pressure, there will be a rise of water in the dropper, because you know there is a pressure uh, which surrounds the earth because of the various gases, that is called as atmospheric pressure, which will always act. And our body pressure and the atmospheric pressure, they cancel each other. That's why we could balance ourselves. But over here we are talking about a dropper. There will be a rise in water because of the atmospheric pressure. Why? When all the air escapes from the nozzle, the atmospheric pressure which is acting on the water forces the water to fill the nozzle of the dropper. What is the reason over here? When all the air escapes from the nozzle, that is the opening, you can say nozzle is a like opening. The atmospheric pressure which is acting on the water forces the water to fill the nozzle of the dropper. So air has a pressure, and pressure will definitely work and which act on the water to fill the nozzle of the dropper. So this is the answer, children. You have to take it down in your notebook. Thank you, children. I hope the concepts are clear with you. Even we have finished with the textual exercise. I hope the concepts are clear. We will continue with this chapter with the revision session. I'm going to start with the revision session of the same chapter, where we will reinforce some more concepts which was like bit difficult for you to understand, or we will see some concepts in detail in revision session. So if you have written down all the points for this chapter, you need not write again. Next session we will have revision. We'll begin with revision of force and pressure. Thank you children and have a wonderful day.